Hey Elite Laser Tag field owners. Today in this video we're going to go over a couple of issues that you may experience with your Revolution equipment. This works for Revolution 1.0 and 2.0 equipment. The first thing we're going to look at is SD card error. When you see the words SD card error on your screen. The second thing we're going to look at is what happens when your radio comes loose in your tagger. How to recognize it, how to diagnose it, and how to fix it. First off, let's go over securing an SD card. First thing you're going to need to know is what tools you need. This isn't required, but I highly recommend getting a catch tray of some type to work on. You're going to need a 3/16 T handle. You're going to need a 7/64 T handle. You're going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need an L-shaped hook pick. You're not using it to pick at anything. You're using it just to move some wires around carefully. And that's going to be it. The only other thing that shouldn't be in your regular kit that you're going to need is you're going to need something like this. It's called foam window seal. All right, the foam window seal I got at Home Depot. Roughly about $4 or $5 for a large roll. I recommend getting the 3/16 to 3/8 large, good quality. The quality tells you how dense it is, and we want the softer stuff. So, now that we know what tools we need, let's go ahead and get started. A couple of things. First and foremost, how do we diagnose? First and foremost, how do we diagnose this tagger? Okay, when you turn it on, and I have the sound cable unhooked in this tagger. This is going to be blinking red. It's going to say, you're going to hear and you're going to see error SD card. What that means is somebody has dropped this tagger and the SD card is slid out the back. The quick solution is to hit it, give it some light taps on this end. So I'm going to try. Let's see if it fixes it. You turn your tagger off. And I'm going to do it over here on the side because I don't want the table to shake. You'll hear it though. Let's see. Here it is. All right, and I'm just tapping this against this good solid metal object. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. And this is to fix it without opening the tagger. It did not work. Okay. I'm going to try again real quick. Okay. Okay, we're booting up normally. So that did work. Okay, it took me a couple tries, but it did work. Now, that is a temporary fix. That's a temporary fix, and that'll only fix the problem until somebody drops the tagger in. Let's go over a more permanent solution. I've already taken the liberty of removing the front screws with the 7/64 T handle and the large screws in the back with the 3/16 T handle. Okay, so that's already done. So now we're going to go ahead and turn the tagger sideways, screen side facing down. We're going to open the tagger. And you see there's a lot going on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the ribbon cable right here by gently pulling up. We're going to move it out of the way. We're going to disconnect our battery and pull our battery connection off the board right here. We're going to move that out of the way. Then we're going to take our 7/64 and remove the back and front screws that are holding the board in place. And I apologize about the shadows. There's nothing I can really do. I see there's a shadow there from the GoPro. I don't have a lighting fixture today. So, and now while I'm doing this, I know some of you are going to be trying to find the shadow and staring at it. All right. Now, notice I'm keeping everything else attached to the tagger. I haven't removed anything else. My SD card is right there. All right. So, and it in fact was a little loose. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our foam and we're going to loosely measure a piece that starts, let me get my pick so I can show you, that loosely starts at the top of the tagger and it comes down to the bottom of this piece right here. So roughly about that. It doesn't have to be precise, you just need a small channel on the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut this with my scissors without cutting my hands. There we go. Now, there's two sides to this. There's this paper side here. We're going to take the paper off. And when you feel under the paper, there's nothing there. The other side has an adhesive. Okay, we want that adhesive pointed towards the key switch. So, again, adhesive towards the key switch. You don't want to put it down like this because it won't give you the spring. The spring's only this way. So we're going to just kind of shove it in there, and we're going to use our pick, our L-shaped pick, to make sure that it's in there all the way. It goes all the way to the bottom of the tagger, or the sidewall of the tagger. Okay, just like that. And as you can see, my adhesive side, my sticky side, is on this side. This is the non-adhesive side. Okay, and it's okay if there's nothing here. That's not going to affect anything, and this won't affect the key switch at all. And it's wedged in there pretty good, so it's not easily coming out. Now I'm going to take my board with all the wires attached, and I'm going to make sure all my wires on this side are running between these two little nodes, and I'm going to slide the board in. And you're sliding it almost like you're parallel parking it. You don't want to push down on the back because you could crack the SD card. You want it to slide right into the foam. Now that I've done that, using my 7/64, and I apologize about the table shake. There's nothing I can do about it right now. Take my 7/64 and I'm going to put my board back in. Should go in as easy as it came out. Now, when you're doing the back, it's very important to take your finger or the pick and pull that foam away from the screw. It's going to want to naturally try to get down into the screw, and you don't want it there. It could cause that foam to, a little piece of that foam to rip off and get inside the well, and then you'll get that tagger out of there again, or that screw out of there again. We don't want that. Okay, there you go. I'm still recording. All right, there you go. So now my board's back in the tagger. So we're going to re-hook up the screen cable using our L-shaped pick. We're going to hook these cables up, push down on our ribbon cable, taking the flat edge of the pick, gently push the cable under the board. We're going to reconnect our battery to the power circuit. We're going to connect our power circuit to the board. And voila. Okay. Now, when you're closing it, make sure you take these two wires and you kind of just pull inward so that they don't try to get pinched by anything. Once you do close the tagger, you're going to check all your seams all the way around, making sure you don't have any pinched wires, pinched or exposed wires. And then you're going to go ahead and test it. So let's get a key. And we're going to turn it on. And we're going to watch right here. Checking radio, setting radio. Okay, cool. That works. That's good to go. And I have the sound unplugged on this one. All right, everybody. This is how you repair a tagger that the radio has come loose. First and foremost, here's the tools you're going to need. You're going to need a 3/16 T-handle. You're going to need a 7/64 T-handle. You're going to need a pair of wire clippers. You're going to need a roughly 6-inch long zip tie. You're going to need an L-shaped pick hook, and you're going to need another tagger that can be put into referee mode. All right, so there's two ways you can tell when your radio's popped out. The first way is you're going to hold the tagger up with this portion right here to your ear, and you're going to shake it around. You're going to hear a rattling sound. That means your radio's loose. It's that simple. Another way you can tell without shaking it is you're going to turn the radio on, and you're going to watch the LED screen right here, and it's going to do what's called a radio check. It's going to say checking radio, and then it's going to say no radio. It does it real fast, so you got to pay attention. That means your radio's disconnected. So we're going to, in either case, we're going to turn the tagger off, all right? I've used my 7/64 to remove the large screws already, and then I've already used my, I've used my 7/64 to remove the small screws, and I've used my 3/16 to remove the large screws. So I'm going to turn it screen side down in my catch tray, and I'm going to open her up, and sure enough, my radio module has come loose, okay? So what do we do? Well, you can just push it in and keep going. But for a more permanent solution, what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect our ribbon cable right here from the board. We're going to disconnect our power from the board so we don't goof anything up on accident. Then we're going to take our 7/64 and we're going to remove the board, leaving all the other cables connected because we're only doing this temporarily. Okay, and the back screw, take it all the way out. It'll make your life way easier. The front screw, I would just take it out just far enough so it's in the board but not in the tagger. So I should be able to lift the board up, just like that. See, I can freely move the board about. Now, I'm going to take my radio and make sure that all these pins are straight. You're going to plug it right in where it looks like it plugs in these two black plug-in ports right here, okay? We're just going to give it a nice, gentle push. We're going to go ahead and make sure that the radio is inserted while we're at it. We're going to take our zip tie, okay? Now, this is a little 6-inch zip tie. You can get these really cheap on Amazon. We're going to put a loop in it, just like that. Now, if you notice, this part doesn't move and this slides into this, and that's important to know here because what we're going to do is we're going to put the part that does not move, the part that does not move, and I'm saying important because it's important, the part that does not move underneath the board because there's little microprocessors, we don't want to accidentally scrape them off, and we're just going to pull on that zip tie. Boom. Okay, we're done there. Now we're going to take our wire cutters and very carefully cut the excess off. Now while I have this board undone, and if you didn't skip ahead in the video and you're watching, I'm going to go ahead and actually secure the SD card with a little foam here. And if you're wondering what I'm doing and you skipped ahead, go back to the last segment in the video and I talk about how to do this. All right, now that we've got that done, we're going to go ahead and starting with the front screw, making sure we're not pinching any wires. Now, this one is an older model. These wires are shorter than in the newer models, so I'm actually not putting those underneath this first peg like you'd see me do in other videos in the or earlier segments. The rest of these I'm leaving right here attached, or not attached, but leaving them routed between the two pegs there. Then we're going to slowly put these in. Their homes and secure the board in place. We're going to hook our ribbon cable up. Take our L-pick, push all the wires out of the way, taking the blunt side of the L-pick, gently push the ribbon cable back into place. Run the ribbon cable under the buttons and over the screen to hold all the wires in place. Again, double checking all of our connections, making sure everything's good to go. We're going to rehook our battery up. Plug our battery in. Get all of our wires sorted and dealt with. Make sure nothing's coming out. Like that right there, trying to... There we go. All right. All right, so everything's in. So we're going to turn it back on. Now, this is where your ref tagger comes in. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on. And during the boot up sequence, you're going to see it doesn't even reference a radio. It skips the radio check. So what we need to do in that case, and this should be how it works with most modules, it skips a radio check. So I'm going to go ahead and clone it with a fresh clone from another tagger I have.
Cloning complete.
Then I'm going to turn the tagger off. Now what this does is it tells it, hey, there's a radio there, check for the radio. And now it's going to go ahead and do my radio check. Checking radio, setting radio. Yep, we're good to go. Radio's good. All right, I'm going to, as usual, I'm going to go through my gamut of tests. And I'll be testing everything else on the side. But that is how you fix a bad radio connection. Hopefully that information helps you guys out. As always, like, follow, and subscribe. Show us that love. When we get to I think it's 125 subscribers, either 125 or 150 subscribers, we are doing a giveaway. So make sure you subscribe. If you are a field owner that has employees, tell your employees to subscribe. All these videos are great for them to watch too. So like, follow, and subscribe. If you do need to reach out to us, please reach out to us. All of our contact information should be down in the description below. And also, if you do need repair parts, and you've already talked to us and you know what repair parts you need to go to elitelasertag.com/shop. That should be right here. elitelasertag.com/shop. Okay? Until next time, this is Matt, aka Crixus. You have a great day.